Hello, guys. It's your girl, Steph Perez. Welcome to Saturday School. Hello. Super excited to have you guys here as you're popping on. Say hello. Would love to know who is out there. As you can see from the title of today's live stream, we're going to talk about how anyone can earn their first $10,000 with digital marketing. We're going to take it back to the basics, but we're also going to add, like always, right, a little bit of a twist to make it interesting. But the fact of the matter is, the basics is what works. The basics is what most people are not doing. The basics are what most people are avoiding. I keep saying this over and over and over again. I promise you, it gets to be easy, right? If you want this to be easy, please write that down as a reminder, because that's something one of my mentors used to always say, and I never truly got it. And it wasn't until, first off, I'm always going to credit this course because for so many reasons, this course opened up my mind to the practical side of business and allowed me to see a lot of things that I just was not fully engaged in my business. And what I love about this is when I decided to get better, I'm getting choked up here. When I decided to get better for myself, that's when, number one, I could be a better example to other people. And that's when I actually started seeing like way more of my customers really begin to get this for themselves, because I began to get extremely crystal clear on what it really takes, right? What we must do. And in all of my content, I pride myself on sharing those steps, right? One way or another, I'm always breaking down and sharing the steps and letting people know like how I can help them and what I sell to actually help them, so that no one can be like on the outside looking in. I truly want to help everybody get their share. But the one thing that I realized is that when I started paying a lot more attention to all of the practical stuff that I just was kind of avoiding or looking over, because I felt like I was so esoteric and I was so deep, and that I was more about the inspirational side of business and I'm free flowing and ain't nobody going to tell me nothing. Like when I was in that mode, I realized that in so many instances I was making my business incredibly difficult. When I was in that season of my business, right, I was notorious for doing 12 workshops a year, creating 12 to 15 different digital products, right, having the big robust coaching platforms, right? Like I was working so hard for the money that I was earning. Not that it wasn't good money, but when I realized that it actually could be easier and I found a way to make it easier, like I'm just telling you, right? I work way less than I ever have in my business, and I am earning way more. I have a way more consistent business. I have a way more reliable business. I have a business where literally from month to month, I am not worried about sales. I'm not worried about any of the dynamics or the outcomes, I should say, inside of my business, because I know I got this, right? Like I know that I'm following a plan, a system, and a formula that does not fail, right? Like write that down. And that's the level of certainty that I want for way more people. Because trust me on this, I know what it feels like to feel like you're just almost like a glorified salesperson, or to feel like you're constantly slanging stuff to make money, but there's no rhyme, there's no reason, there's no system, there's no flow. Like you just feel like you've botched together some stuff, or you're always flowing from idea to idea, but there's never a true system. And I'm telling you, everything that I share, every single one of my uploaded pieces of content, because I got rid of all of my old content. My video channel is only filled with content from last year at this time moving forward. So it's like my entire channel is a resource for the person that wants to learn how to make their first dollars online, leveraging digital marketing and digital products. My entire channel is dedicated to help you in learning the steps and developing your skills, and really just, again, speaking life into you when it comes to what it takes to make it right in this digital space. There literally is a wave, right, that is among us. Some of us are riding it. Some are just kind of looking on. Some are kind of like, afraid to get our hair wet, so we're not fully emerging ourselves. But I'm telling you, the wave is there, and it's there for the taking. It's there for anyone to decide to ride. And whether you're on the struggle bus or whether you're brand new to this, right? Like I'm telling you, I'm the girl, right, that can help you get things straight, get you on the straight and narrow with all of this, because it's the formula. The same formula. Have confidence in this. The exact same formula. No smoke and mirrors, okay? I'm not out there running ads on the low. I'm not out there, showing up on YouTube telling you one thing and I have a whole faceless channel, right? Sometimes, you guys, I want you to think about when you see people doing what they say they're doing, right? But yet they're doing something else and they're selling it to you in a different way. to me, that's smoke and mirrors. It makes zero sense, right? It's like back in the day when they would tell people like no recruiting is required. Yeah, but their entire feeds, they're recruiting people into their deal. If no recruiting is required, and we know none of us like recruiting, then why are we spending our time recruiting and selling a message of no recruiting? So I'm telling you, you guys are smarter than you realize, right? And the signs are all over the place of what is really working and who's just deceiving you, right? To get your attention. Yeah, for the most part, the 2-hour workday is not a reality for most people. I'm not saying that no one is achieving it. It's just not the reality for most people. All right. The pitch of copying and pasting and all you got to do, right? And you know it sounds too good to be true, baby. It is too good to be true. Because if that were the case, why are there major brands and influencers, right? People that I look up to, where every day their hands are in their business. Yes, they might have systems working for them, but they are never not present. They are never not doing the thing. They are never not, like on to the next thing. There's always something that is required of us. All right. And so the whole idea of like shiny object syndrome, I always think about this and people say, I realize I have shiny object syndrome and they're failing. Like nothing they're doing is working for them. Yet they really think the problem is shiny object syndrome. No, that's just a symptom. Like that's just like the outcome. That's what's happening because you're not requiring more of yourself to learn the skills. And so what you're really saying is that you think there's something else out there that will allow you to evade and avoid the skills and that there is an easier path. Like there's something else that you can sell online that's not going to require you to create content to some degree and build a brand and like all of these logical things that we know to be true about building an online business because you've heard really good people like myself, right? I'm not the only one saying these things. You've heard them out there saying these things, right? But there's something in you thinking that there's a different path, right? That works that maybe no one's talking about. No, this is what it takes. And so anytime you have this feeling like, right, there could be something else or a better way. No, boo-boo, you get better. Like, can we just have a tough talk real quick? No, you get better. Because when I reflect back on this course, that's exactly what this course opened up my minds to. Right? Is like, yes, Steph, this is me having a conversation with myself. And I really hope this can help someone, right? Like, yes, Steph, you are good at stuff. You guys are probably really good at stuff, right? Can you say like, you can say, yes, like I'm really good at stuff. Like I can look at Veronica and actually Victory Glow as well, right? 2 people in the live chat right now that are customers in this course. And then I also get to work with one-on-one. There are people I can look at and I'm like, yes, they are naturally good on camera, right? Like they're naturally good. But if we only relied upon the things that we're naturally good at, and then we avoid all of the things that really bring it all together, right? It's a false sense, right? And that's what I had been doing for so many years. I relied upon the things that came easy to me. I relied upon the things that I was good at, but the things that made my business good, you guys caught what I did there, right? There were things that I was really good at. There were things that I didn't have to work hard at. But the things that made my business good were the things that I was shortchanging myself on, were the things that I was minimizing, were the areas I wasn't focused on, were the areas where I just didn't sit still and build the things that I needed to build, right, to be able to create the ease, right, that I actually have right now. So I just want to really, really encourage you that, again, if you haven't made your first $10,000 online, you're not making really good money for yourself every single month. And for every person that's individual, you could be wanting to make $10,000 a month, no less. You could be wanting to make $7,000 a month, no less. But can we just say if it's not all coming together, that there's something that's lacking, right? And so today I want to talk to you like how you can begin achieving that, whether you're brand spanking new and wanting to earn your first $10,000 online, right? I did that within my first few months online when I was brand spanking new. So I just don't see why anyone can't do it. I think it's a very reasonable goal, right? I think it's a great expectation to have of yourself, right? I think it sets you up to have a winner's mentality and to give yourself something to focus on where you actually have a reference of you putting a plan in action, setting a goal and achieving it, right? But so many people don't give themselves that. They make life really hard. They make business really hard, right? They don't get the outcome because they never commit to a formula, right? The formula we're going to break down today, they never commit to such a formula. Therefore, in their mind, right? They'll steadily not commit to the formula because all they can recollect is all of the times that they failed, right? I used to talk about this a lot, and this is going to help someone I know. I don't think I've ever shared this with like this audience. When you try things and you dip your toe in the water, right? So like, let's say in a year's time, right? You bought this course, you bought another money-making deal, you tried Amazon FBA, you started building your email list, you started posting on Pinterest. Like, let's just say there's 5 or 6 or 10 different things in the course of a year you tried. What you don't understand about your mind is at the end of the year, right? If you were ever challenged, what you would actually say is like, if I were to come to you and say, I have something that I know if you follow this, it'll help you, right? Like, you've got to do the work, but this will help you. What you're likely to say to me, right? And someone please speak up, because I'm telling you, I know this is the truth. What you're likely to say is, Steph, I've been here for a year and I've tried this and I've tried that and I've tried this and that and that. And I've tried video and I've tried posting in my community and I tried building an email list and I tried sending emails and I tried digital marketing and I tried selling digital products and I tried setting up a Shopify store. And then that didn't work. So then I tried doing it on system.io. Fact of the matter is, your mind is rallying around that because you know what? It's true. You did try all of those things. But did you commit to any of those things? Right? And so many people are rallying around all of their failed attempts, right? Because they never committed to anything. So in their mind, they're saying they tried all of these things, but they never tried it at a place of committing, right? Like I shared in my last live stream, right? Most people are doing some of these things some of the times, right? But a full commitment to all of these things for an entire year, right? It's not just saying, well, yeah, Steph, right? I was watching your lives for a whole year, right? And I tried that course thing and I tried setting up that system.io thing and I did 5 whole videos. Like, what do you want from me? What do you expect? Yes, it's true. You may have dibbled and dabbled, right? But when was the last time, and I'm so in my notes right now, but when was the last time, and challenge me on this and yourself. When was the last time you fully committed? You gave it consistency with persistency, right? You trusted the process and you failed. You didn't achieve said outcome or expected outcome in any area of your life, right? When was the last time you gave something your all, full commitment, and you actually failed? One of my mentors used to always say, when was the last time you did anything for 30 days the way that you know you're supposed to do it, right? And you weren't actually made better. There's no time that I truly committed to a weight loss plan that I didn't lose weight. And I've done so many different plans, but there's never been a time when I fully committed that I didn't get the outcome, that I didn't lose weight. In 17 years, there has been nothing, y'all, this should be so encouraging. There has been nothing that I've ever invested into that I gave my full commitment where I failed at, where I didn't get my money back, where I didn't make money, where I can't say I had a measure of success. Nothing over 17 years. I can go on record and say that nothing in 17 years did not work for me because I never put myself in a position to rely upon something to work for me. I've always leveraged every single thing as a resource for me to use to get what I wanted. Right? And so, like, I'm telling you, the stuff that I share with you, if you approach it and think about it differently, this formula, this way, this stuff that I kick down to you, it has the ability, right, to change the way that you do things, to help you do things in a certain way, so you actually begin to get a different outcome for yourself. Dialing into my business the way that I had, it's made me a different person in so many areas of my life. So many areas of my life. So I'm telling you, when you learn how to do things in a certain way, your outcomes change, period. The sad reality is most of us have already been doing things in a certain way. They just haven't been good things we've been doing. So any kind of ill effect or negative effect in our life that's going on or that we're dealing with right now, it's not life happening to you. It's not the cards you were dealt. It's the fact that you were doing something in a certain way and you're reaping that outcome right now. It's like we always talk about manifesting. We're always manifesting. whether you're being intentional about it or not. Your very existence and where you are right now in life, you have manifested that because of decisions, right? And actions and choices that you've activated like 90, 120 days ago. Some of us 30 days ago. But none of us are just here because it's just where we're supposed to be, not in the truest sense. We're each and every one of us, the state of our bank accounts, the state of our waistlines, the status of our relationships, right? Like everything, whether our car is immaculate and clean or whether it's filthy right now, right? Whether we're in good favor and graces with our employer or whether, we're skating on thin ice right now. All of that's based upon things, right, that were set in motion by us 30, 60, 90, 120 days ago. But that should be so encouraging. Right? Why should that be encouraging? Because if we can just kind of live our life doing what we want to do, making bad decisions and reaping bad outcomes, it means that we're not broken. It means, in fact, life isn't happening to us. It means that we literally are reaping what we sow. It means that we actually have the ability to get outcomes. We might not like the outcomes, but baby, we brought them on, which means if we can bring about bad outcomes, it means we can flip that switch and bring about exceptional, sensational, amazing outcomes. How about that? Like, why don't we try that on for size? Right? So formulas, systems, processes, flows, the things that I teach and share, I believe they work better like when you activate them and you're going into them with the right frame of mind. The frame of mind, like it's impossible to fail. Because if you think about it, none of us have failed at anything because we're always doing something and we're always reaping from that what we're doing. So literally everything that we do is working. Overeating is working for you, right? Like your weight is reflective of overeating. And y'all know I'm talking to myself. So everything, not showing up in your business, thinking you're going to free 99 this thing and just want to watch a bunch of free YouTube videos and bounce all around. Believe it or not, it's working for you, right? You're reaping some outcome from it. If you don't like that outcome, then do something different. Have a different approach about it all. Seriously, right? And so for whatever reason, this course was that thing for me where I just realized I had so many holes. I had so many deficits that in so many areas, I wasn't treating what I was doing like a real business. I was just leaning on the fact that I'm good at what I do. And that if I go live and create videos, I'll make money with anything that I sell. I was leaning on that. But that's also what had me very dissatisfied with my coaching business because it put me in a state of constantly having to chase business versus having well-oiled machines and systems set up that would allow me to be able to sell anything I wanted to and to be able to make money 24/7, 365 without the attachment of my time. So I sell this course, right? We're going to get into the steps, I promised you, right? But we get into the steps, I'm inviting you, right, to embark on this journey of being inside of this course and our community because I know it's the best thing to help you get what you want, period. It's why I don't sell a gazillion things. It's why when you go down to the description, I'm telling you, this is what you buy to learn digital marketing, to learn the business of online business, right? To get your skills up, to get your money up. This is what you buy. I don't have a $59 solution just to appease you because I don't want to appease you. I want to inspire and empower you to get what you want. And that's what this course I know will help you do, right? Someone asked me recently, just this past week, why I stopped selling this $100 blueprint that I had created last year at this time. Because when I created it, my mind was kind of not right about it. When I created it, I thought it would be an awesome solution for someone that didn't have $500. But what happened was the people that bought the blueprint only had a partial solution. They only had part of the answers. They didn't have everything that's in the course, right? So even though they invested the $100, and people like Veronica will tell you the blueprint is amazing. But what I would come to learn later is that the blueprint was more of an accessory for someone that did have all the answers and needed more of the steps and the reminders and the resources and the tools, right, to help them build their business daily, right? Versus the people that were buying the blueprint were really the people that needed the course. And so they ended up having all of these questions. And I just realized I made life so much harder on both myself and on them as well. Right. And so I hope that me sharing these things, they can help you guys in realizing, again, don't be tricked, don't be duped into people that you think are have their businesses set up, right, to help people that, might not have any money or are struggling. Because what I will tell you is that first off, $500, not a lot when you're talking about the outcome, because that's all we can talk about. Now, blowing $500, completely different than investing $500 to make yourself entirely better, right? Developing skills that no one can ever take away from you, helping you build a 5-figure month business. Are you kidding me? To the alternative of what? Monkeying around on YouTube, watching a bunch of free content, trying to figure out what's real, what's not real, right? But on the other side, y'all, clearly I help a lot of people get started in this course. And do you think everyone, right, like readily has the money available to purchase? No. There are people that do the payment plans. There are people that are like, Steph, I'm coming. I'm saving up a couple of paychecks. There are people, right, where maybe it wasn't the easiest of financial decisions, but at the same time, it was the decision they knew they had to make. Let me read you an email real quick. So 7 days after a customer buys, my system, right, that I created automatically sends an email out checking up on them, right? And one of my customers, I got this email this morning. She just purchased last week. And she said, I don't receive responses from everybody, but when I do, they're similar to this, right? She says, I absolutely love this course. It's teaching me to build safe business practices and foundations. This aligns with me completely. Everything I've prayed for. I definitely feel guided and protected with this course. Y'all, that's what I sell. That's a perfect breakdown of what I sell, why I sell it, and the feeling that I want people to experience, right, when they're going through the course. I want them to feel like, okay, like I made a good investment. Like Steph wasn't just out there hyping this thing up, like this is real, right? There are many emails I get like this, and the common denominator is always, it's what I was praying for. I wish I had this sooner. Again, feeling so guided, that is so step by step. That's why I sell what it is that I sell. That's why I have zero feelings when someone invests, even if I know, because they've communicated with me that they had to save, I don't feel any kind of way. I'm like, I'm glad they did because they're going to be made better. I have no guilt around what I sell. That wasn't always the case in my business though. When I sold Janky Biz Ops and I knew it was a struggle for someone, I would have that feeling of, oh, I hope they're successful. Can I just be real? Because if I can guide you properly to not sell crap, I would love to do that. All right. And that's why I say, like, we need more people in this space that want to learn these skills for themselves and then want to go out there and inspire like their own audience of people that might be a lot like them, or people that might be starting where they were starting and they know like they're going to be the voice to help that group of people. We need people out there that are willing to help people and to prevent people from making really bad decisions, right? Because sometimes people make a bad decision, there's no coming back from it, right? That trust factor, it begins to diminish. So again, I sell what it is that I sell because I know what we're helping people to accomplish for themselves. So as you can see, the energy, the vibe behind this email is not, oh, I hope this thing works for me. It's, no, I found exactly what I was looking for, right? A person willing to take responsibility that dove in and instantly began to see what this was all about. That's what this is about, y'all. That's what this is about. Veronica says, thank the Lord for payment plans. So many people say that. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The truth will set us free. I appreciate this honest, heartfelt message that I implemented will bring forth change. That's the thing. That's the thing. That belief I know is missing from so many people, because for so many of us, all we can think back to, right? Like at one point that was true for myself as well, that I thought I had to work so hard, that I thought I had to trade time for money, that I thought at one point I thought that nobody would really buy based upon my expertise and my knowledge and what I had to offer. I really thought that I had to sell what everyone else was out there selling because I really thought it was the thing people were buying, right? And not the brand and or the relationships, right? So oftentimes when you only give your mind that one thing as proof, like I have failed a gazillion times, well, don't fail anymore. Simply don't fail anymore, right? And if you were to say, well, Steph, what does that mean? Well, let me audit your business. Right? You tried video marketing. Again, you tried these things, but where was there ever a commitment? Where were you ever prolific? Right? Where were you ever showing up consistently? Where were you ever giving more than you were requiring back? Like where? Right? Then we can begin to get down to the bottom of like what's really working, why things are not working, and I can tell you precisely what you need to do. Most people don't want that though. They want to constantly be in a state of blaming someone else or something else, and they don't want to accept responsibility. It's another reason, you guys, why I'm not afraid to talk money, because anyone that knows me knows I'm never making an income claim. But from the depth of my soul, I believe anyone that wants to bring about a result and they believe it's possible for themselves can set themselves up to do it. And I think more people need to know that and need to hear that, not as a promise of income, right? But a guarantee you should make yourself that I'm not going to fail, that I'm going to do what's required. I'm going to take the steps. I'm going to follow the steps, right? And if so-and-so can do it and I do what they do, right, then I'm expecting to get, the results that are called for me. They might not be the exact results, but they can be results that you are proud of, right? Because you actually did the work. And I can just honestly tell you, very few people that feel disappointed by their outcome are truly doing the work that is required. Again, y'all, why I do what I do, because I want people to have the education. I want them to have the mentorship. I want them to have the example, right? That literally you follow this, you do what I do in a like fashion, you can get your share of the results. Like, that's really just how it is. All right. So grab your notebook, grab your pens, unless you guys are ready to wrap it up for the day. Unless you're ready to wrap it up for the day. So 2 questions before we dive into the steps. Number 1, do you believe you have the capacity to learn and earn online? Do you believe? Do you believe? Someone challenged me on this one time. They didn't challenge me. I think they were challenging themselves, and they were looking for me to co-sign. And they said they really believe that some people just are not equipped to learn certain things. Not true. Not true. Okay. If I had to become a mechanic to feed my family, and that was the job that the government said, Steph, you have to become a mechanic. Are you telling me I couldn't learn how to become a mechanic? Could I start fixing cars like straight off the rip right now? No. Could I learn? Absolutely. Absolutely, I could learn. So the first question is, forget about all these things you could seemingly invest in. If you're sitting here ready to call cap that on all of this stuff, and none of this stuff can work for you, and if you're here to only point fingers at what you think other people are doing and lying about, and you really think that you don't have the capacity to learn, then what are we doing? So first question you got to ask yourself is, do you believe you have the capacity to learn how to earn online? And then number 2, do you believe it can be as easy as a formula that you learn and you follow? Do you believe it can be as easy as a formula that you learn and simply follow? That's as easy as it can be. A formula that you learn and simply follow, right? And as I said earlier, you guys, in everything that I do, that's all that I share is the formula. In one way or another, the formula, the steps, the outline, the requirements, the expectations, exactly what I do, all of it. It's all there. It's all there. All right. And if you can get excited about anything, I love sharing this stat because I think it's a great driver for the fact that the money is already out there. That when you're deciding to sit on the sidelines, you're deciding to sit on the sidelines out of fear and not out of, I wonder if the money's there. All right. Digital marketing, digital products, the availability of money that's out there, the buyers, all of that, that's not up for discussion. That's not in question. That's not on trial. All of it's already there. All right. According to Forbes, the digital goods market is expected to grow from 54 billion to 74 billion. I could really care less about that. Like, numbers are numbers, whatever, right? But it's expected to do that by 2025. Digital goods and services are becoming a larger part. This is the part that gets me excited. Digital goods and services are also becoming a larger part of consumers' discretionary spending, representing an estimated 2.9% of their total wallet. So just like people are electing to get lashes done and get their nails done, I never share it like this before, but y'all, it's reality, right? As an example, I made my mind up a long time ago. My lashes, my nails, they're not open for discussion. They will not be things that I do not do for myself. I will always find a way, right? Because those are the small little things I do for myself. That's discretionary income, right? But I've made it where the money is always going to be there for that. Y'all, that's what people are doing when it comes to digital goods and services. They are setting aside, right, estimated 2.9% of their total wallet to go towards digital goods and services. And do you want to know why? It's because the e-learning space is poised to be worth $1 trillion in revenue by 2030. People are deciding to come to the internet to learn, right? To learn all kinds of skills. They're invested into e-learning stuff to help them with their hobbies. I know a gentleman that has a whole reef business, right? That he does like right from YouTube and Facebook. And he was in Forbes, and I know him personally, right? Like I know him personally. And he was in Forbes as being like one of the top small businesses of the year. He has a website where he sells wreath goods, and he teaches people on a daily basis how to build these different wreaths and so forth. It's not just like these technical skills. People are spending money in the digital space on all kinds of stuff, right? So like, are you going to really set yourself up to get your share, or are you going to really believe it's not possible for you? The common denominator with every single person I know that's winning, right down to me and my small little 5 figures a month compared to a lot of people that are doing more, is a formula that we believe in, right? And that we're working and that we're committed to, right? So let's talk about that formula. All right, someone tell me ready. Someone tell me ready. And again, I do want you to put this down at the top of your papers or whatever. When was the last time I followed something and didn't get the outcome? Right? When was the last time I followed something and didn't get the outcome? I don't like this light. Lighting's yucky today. So y'all, it's going to take a decision and a plan and consistency and frequency. Y'all, that part right there is usually where most people fail. Consistency plus frequency. Would we agree a video a month for 12 months is consistent? It is. It's consistently, I've done a video a month. The magic happens with consistency plus frequency. So for this entire year, just like as a gauge for you, all right, I've uploaded a minimum of 1 video every single week. I've done a minimum of 2 live streams every single week. Okay. And I just now recently, about a month ago, added YouTube community posts that I do every day. So is it any wonder like why I can say I've built a business based upon momentum, right? Because who else out there can say like that's what you've been doing, right? In a certain way for these past 7 months, right? So that consistency plus frequency is everything. All right. And it's so important that you do not subscribe to copy paste pitches, please. All right. What I love about this course is you're taught how to build a brand, how to establish your messaging, how to create content for your target market, right? Like how to be that person for your niche. That's all about what branding is, right? How to choose the right products to sell in your business. Your business is going to take thought and consideration. It's not here's 100 ads, just go copy and paste them, right? In these classified ad sites. That's not at all. How did you make your buying decision? I'm going to encourage you guys to think a little bit as we do this. How did you make your buying decisions? Whether it was you purchased the course through me, whatever. Why would you not give your future buyers that same solid and show up in the same way and be that same person for them? Like, why would you think that it's going to take something so different than what got your attention? Why would you go and market in places that you yourself would never go? When was the last time you were in a classified ad site looking for something? When? I mean, maybe you were. I don't remember the last time I ever was. So I just wouldn't do it just to say that I got 100 ads out this week. I just wouldn't. My belief around finding all of my buyers in places like that is not very high. One of the secrets to my success when I first got started, 28 sales in 30 days, is I did the exact thing that attracted me to this industry. I did the exact thing that got my attention. I became that which inspired me. The things that worked on me, I implemented them to allow them to work for me. To me, it was just that simple. I would have never thought to ask, is there a better way or different way to do this? Y'all have too many choices. You just have too many choices. You're making life way too hard on yourself. And you're forgetting that it's business. You're forgetting this is business. I think that's where so many struggle. They're forgetting this is business, right? And there's a way to do business. If we try to avoid the work, we literally do make things harder for us because now we're checking off boxes and we're not focused on attracting our buyers. Big difference. Yeah, that was a whole mic drop right there. There's so many people that are doing so much work to skirt around what needs to be done. That's like they're dancing around the potential buyers or dancing around the money, right? For one reason or another. Instead of just attacking it head on, knowing that the buyers are there. So again, if you knew with certainty that every single buyer that would support your financial growth this year is already on YouTube or whatever platform you want to be on, why would you not attack it head on? I just want to know. Like if you knew for certain, right? Veronica, Victory Glow, Coaching by Portia, anyone else, if you knew with certainty that it was 200 customers that you needed this year to buy your thing, to help you hit your financial goals, why would you skirt around putting the work in to attract them? What I'm telling you is whatever amount of customers that you need for the financial goal you have for yourself, they are already out there. That amount of customers, because I guarantee you don't need more than 9 billion customers, do you? You don't need the total population of the world, do you? You just need so there's none of us that can say there's not enough people out there. There's not enough buyers out there. For sure they are. Are you willing to set your business up to go meet them head on? Literally, to go meet them head on, to speak to them in such a way, to create content in such a way. Are you willing to do what's required to call them in? I don't care whether it's faceless. I don't care whether it's showing your face. I don't care what it is, but are you willing to do that work? To connect with them and call them in. All right, so let's talk about the formula. But y'all, if we can't get some of those things together, the formula just does not matter. The formula will just be things you're checking off, but without a full commitment to the actual plan. So number one, okay, I'm telling you, this is the formula I used when I first got started. It's the formula that just works. All right, number one, you got to invest in your future and your growth. Please don't think that you're going to navigate this without learning some stuff. All right, please don't think. I'm going to tell you something. The people that have tried to challenge me on this, that are out there riding the free 99 bus, thinking they're just going to watch a bunch of free videos, are always the ones that are like, Steph, it'd be really nice if you gave, what is it called? Oh crap, what is that called? If you gave, not a tuition, I forget what it is. If I gave the course away for free to a certain amount of people, where does that make sense for my business? Where does that make any sense for my business? If there are people that are willing to pay, it means I don't need to give anything away. I don't need to give the course away. You need to find the money to invest so that, again, you can get on these kind of stages with your products and services. Again, that's an instance of wanting things to be easier and not wanting to be better for yourself. Again, because the person that will spend a year, again, trying to make things easier by watching a bunch of free videos have convinced themselves they're going to fight for their limitations. And therefore, not getting traffic to their offers, not building a brand, not getting the things that they need to grow their business is always going to be at their deficit. It's always going to be the thing that holds them back, right? Like Jen Sincero says, and I'm a badass at making money. Nobody rides for free. Nobody rides for free. So you have to decide to invest in your growth. You have to decide to invest in your future. And that's what this is. With the course that I sell, right? Anything that you're looking to invest in to make you better, right? You're investing into your future. And if you treat that as a do I gotta, or you treat that as, well, couldn't it be cheaper? What is that saying about where you want to go? Because you should believe that you're worth it. Like you should believe that you're worth the investment of gaining the knowledge and skills to get you where you want to go. And if you realize, like, none of us are different when it comes to the price that has to be paid. Yes, we're all going to have different variables, right? But if you want to become a doctor, you don't pay a different price because you struggle with money. You still got to figure out how to go down that path. Does that make sense? Pro bono, no, I can't even think. Scholarship. There you go, scholarship. No, I don't offer a scholarship. What does that say to good people like Veronica that did you heard her, right? Thank the Lord for a payment plan. What does that say to people that are willing to do the payment plan? What does that say for the people that are willing to save up? What does that say for the people that are willing to ask a family to help them out? Y'all, I've seen and heard it all. These are people that have shared things with me. What does that say to them? They were willing to go the extra mile to get what it is they need to help them get what they want. No, for something like this, there's not going to be a scholarship. I don't make people better by giving anything like that. Require more of yourself, and I guarantee, right, when you finally do step into that thing that's designed to make you better, right, trust me, you're going to run that thing till those wheels falls off. You're going to realize how grateful you are to have it, and you're going to make the best use out of it. Right? People who pay attention. I've been given many things, and there's just something about the psychology being given something where you don't treat it with the same level of seriousness as something that you invested in, one way or another. Trust me on this. All right. So you guys, everything is about learning. In some areas of your lives, right, you might be able to get away with free videos. If I wanted to learn how to, make something with my air fryer, then yeah, I can get away with free videos. But we're talking about wanting to make digital marketing my new way of life. There's not one instance where I thought, even 17 years ago, that I shouldn't have to invest into learning. If people invest hundreds of thousands into the college system, why wouldn't I think that a few hundred here or a few thousand here and there is not expected if I want to make this my new way of life? I wanted this to replace my nursing job, right? I wanted to do something exceptional for myself. Right? This was an instance where, again, I was not willing to bank on, I hope I get this right by watching the right free videos. I just wasn't. I wanted to ensure that I had a path. Now, my path wasn't like a lot of people because I didn't have this. I had to botch together my learning. I had to piecemeal it together. But you still better believe, right, that I copied the right cats. I got in the right rooms. I had the right mentors. Right? I just never had one space to learn it all, right? Like our customers do now, right? So making business your new way of life is not one of those areas where you should be willing to just botch it together when you don't have to, right? When you don't have to, all right? And like I said earlier, you guys, when it comes to learning and investing, the common thing I hear, and this should be so encouraging to you, is that most people say, I wish I had this sooner. They realized that a lot of the struggle they were going through, they were like, I realize now why I was struggling, right? I thought things were one way and I'm learning they're a totally different way. And like the email that I just read, right? People are praying for this kind of access to information to help them get along in their business, right? So the first part of the formula is you've got to invest in your future. You've got to invest in your next steps. You got to invest in your up leveling. Never expect someone to care more about where you want to go than you, right? Love my girl, Veronica. There shouldn't be one day where I care more about her up leveling than she cares about her up leveling, right? Not one day. So again, deciding to negate this area of our business is expecting other people, right, to do more and to give more than we're willing to do and give to help us get to where we want to go. Number 2, in the formula. First step is you're going to invest in yourself. The second, you're going to learn from that which you invested in. You guys, right here is the first pitfall for so many people that do invest in themselves, is that they don't really truly take the time to learn what they have invested in. Because most people in this industry or this space of making money online, oftentimes they invest in a thing only to get out there and start selling that thing. Like they literally only invest in it as a vehicle. And they never require more of themselves in terms of, well, now let me learn. That is why, again, I sell the course that I do, because the only way you will be rewarded with making money, no matter what you want to sell, including selling this course, is if you become a product of this course. If you learn these digital marketing skills, if you learn the business of online business, if you learn branding and content creation, you learn these platforms, you learn what it takes, right, to set up, grow, and run an online business. No matter what you want to sell, right, you're not going to make it. I've seen it time and time again over the 17 years that I've been online. The best thing you can do is learn from that which you just invested in. You guys, that was the first power move I made when I came online. I invested into that little digital product, that little learning opportunity. The first thing that I did was, now where's the link where I can start sharing this? And you want to know why that would have been such a problem? Because it was me learning what that little thing taught me that inspired me that more people needed this as well. Learning gave me my voice and my messaging. I never had to sit down and wonder, what am I going to talk about? Because I was so amped over what I was learning and discovering, and I knew other people needed it. Now, I didn't know going into it like that product was going to be a business move for me. I thought I was just going to begin to learn, right? But then as I began to learn, I realized that they were setting me up to allow that to be a product I could sell. This was 17 years ago, y'all, before this course was even a thing, before Zach and Hannah were probably even, doing anything online. That's what's crazy. Right? I had learned from something, and by learning it and realizing how much it was helping me, I couldn't help but think about the people that could benefit from it. So if I would have bypassed the learning and just, oh, where's the link that I could sell this? I would have been at a huge deficit because I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have been inspired by the actual learning, and I would have never become a product, right? And like a lover and an advocate of this online business space. All right. So you have to learn the business of online business as a whole, right? And digital marketing is so important because that's the only way our businesses exist and how we sell our products. So if you don't learn how to set yourself up as a brand and then create content that's going to connect with the billions of people that are already out there, because remember, you only need a small share of them. The first year I hit $100,000, I only needed 100 customers. That just did not seem hard, but it wasn't until I dialed in and realized what it was going to take, right, that I got focused on creating that. So you've got to learn digital marketing because that is how we cast our nets out there to connect with people, right, that potentially want what we have to offer. Having our stand stores and our beacon stores and our capture pages and our funnels, right, and these, really great systems that people are saying are making them, all this money while they sleep, all of those things do you no good if you're not creating content to say, hey, I have something that could be really helpful and useful for that problem you have. If you don't create the content and cast the net, right, your websites, right, in general are just sitting out there. Digital marketing is the skill, right, that, again, brought Veronica to me. Digital marketing is the skill, right, that brought Victory Glow to me. Digital marketing is that skill that brought Janet to me, that brought you to me. You're here right now watching this. Check this out because of the process of digital marketing. You discovered me on YouTube. Maybe you're discovering me for the first time, okay? Or maybe you've watched a video or 2 or 3 or 50, and then you opted into my email list as well. You're receiving emails from me. That's digital marketing. You received an email this morning saying, hey, Saturday school is on, digital marketing. You're here right now. You clicked a link in that email to get here. That's digital marketing. You have to learn those things. It's not just the dynamics of ChatGPT and Canva to create these easy digital products. It's not just jumping into this $900 a day system and not learning how to cast nets to bring people in. It's not about buying a course to resell the course and never learning the skills, right? You right now are a product of digital marketing. When are you going to flip the script, right, and allow digital marketing to work for you? Well, that's why you got to learn these skills. I don't know if I can make it more black and white. So the process that you may go through on a daily basis of watching reels, commenting more info, receiving messages in your DM, clicking a link to learn more about the product, receiving emails from that person, clicking on links in those emails, going to their sales page and, researching what they have to offer. You guys, that's all digital marketing. What side of digital marketing are you on? Really evaluate that right now. Would you love to be on the side, right, where people are where they're finding you, they're watching your reels, they're clicking on your pins, they're watching your videos, that you're the one casting the net, right? They're opening your emails, they're clicking on links in your email, right? They're reviewing your sales page, they're clicking your buy button, right? Stripe is sending you $500 notifications, right, of someone buying your digital product. That's why we have to learn these skills. Most people are not leveraging digital marketing to its fullest capacity. They're buying into the hype, the trends, right? And the schemes that are out there. They're not truly tapped into digital marketing. They're hoping and a wishing and a praying, and they're latching on, right, to ideas and concepts. And, oh, I'm just going to copy this lady is saying to do XYZ, right? In terms of copy and pasting ads, or, they're subscribing to, these blanket rules of a 2-hour workday. That's not the truth. Why would you ever sell someone that? Because you don't know how long it's going to take them to do what they've got to do. So when you learn, right, it helps you begin to apply the right things to your business, right? So when we talk about learning, right, I broke down like my whole business strategy, basically, believe it or not, right? That's my business strategy. Those are the things I do on a daily basis to bring people to me and to connect with them and to make sales. I'm not all over the place. I'm not doing a gazillion different things. All right. So when it comes to learning, you got to learn all about choosing a proper niche, because your job as a digital marketer for your first $10,000 and your first $100,000, right, is to become a resource, right, to a niche. Okay, so you want to learn how to pick a niche and pick a product. You want to learn how to create content, right? You want to learn how to generate your own leads. You want to learn how to follow up and how to convert leads into sales inside of your business, right? You want to learn how to drive traffic. Hey, you want to learn how to set yourself up, right, where when people discover you, you're driving traffic from your content, from your emails back over to your sales page, right, or your webinar registration page, or whatever it is that you're doing. If you're not shifting people from one destination on the internet over to your websites, right, you're not going to make money. These are all skills that you have to learn, right? Again, you have to learn how to convert, right? And you have to learn how to develop. Those that I get to work with in one-on-one mentorship, we spend a lot of time on this. You have to learn how to develop a mind for business. Okay. While the internet seems like this free place, like a big playground that we can just rip and run on and just throw crap against the wall and just believe that's enough. No. Every move I make, it's strategic, from every video to every talking point, to every live stream, to those talking points, to the outcome that I expect, to who I want to help and how I want to help them, to the posts that I put in my community. I'm not throwing crap against the wall. I'm not just doing what I see other people do. There is a strategy to everything that I do, right? And it is to drive traffic. It is to get an outcome. So you have to develop a mind for business. And believe it or not, this is something you can absolutely learn. Most people don't come into business with a real mind for business, which is the strategy. That's why so many people give up, because they don't have a bigger vision or a bigger picture, or even an understanding of how all of this works. For some reason, I always have. So that's why I've always managed to do like what I need to do to generate money. Most people don't have this, right? So again, what I love about our course is the fact that we leave no stone uncovered. You're going to learn all of these things. This course is more than enough to help you not only make your first 10,000 online, right, but to help you grow and experience your first $100,000 online. Those that have done it in 12 months and or less have done it because they became a product of what's taught in the course. They become a product of digital marketing. They become a product of the steps. They work the steps. They follow the system, right? They've realized this is a formula and they follow it. That's far different than the majority of people out there that are failing. Like, I couldn't be more proud of what I sell because of the responses I get from people, right? I don't have a community of people that are like, where's my money? How come I'm not earning? First off, I don't know what people are doing, because this isn't one of those deals, right? People can come in and learn and do what they want to do with the information. I know from the emails that I've gotten, there are people that have set up whole businesses that have nothing to do with this course. They're selling their own thing and they're getting, sales, and they're getting memberships, and they're so elated that they learn how to do all of this. And I have other people that are so doggone committed to being a student and being a digital marketer. Right? That's what this course has done. It's like it's taught people that there is a rhyme and a reason for why the people that are successful are successful. And literally, like, it's calling to people that really want to learn. and how to do this the right way. There's not a whole lot of things out there that really advocate for that, or where that's the message behind the actual product. All right. Number 3. Okay. Number 3 to the formula. Apply. Apply. All right. Your daily, weekly plan, right, to help you in being discovered is to apply what you actually learned. You guys, if brand new people are not discovering you, at least on a weekly basis, okay, we want to get to a place where on a daily basis, brand new people are discovering us, right? Whether it's on YouTube, on Pinterest, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, like it doesn't matter, but your business needs to be set up in such a way where brand new people are discovering you, okay? That is like the first layer of growth. If brand new people are not discovering you, your business is at a stalemate. All right. Impossible to build momentum. All right. So you've got to get your business to a place where you're being discovered on a daily basis. This is going to help you generate leads, right? And then generating leads is going to move you into a space of making sales. See, so many are just like, I got started, where's my money? I got started, I thought this would be easier. But yet they haven't done any of this work. Some people don't know to do it, and some people are thinking they can avoid it. But again, this is a formula. And for anyone that works the formula, they will not fail. They will succeed. And the infectious thing about this formula, the more you work it, the better you get at it, the better your results get at it, and then you keep doing more. Right? And so one of the things that I talk about, as a matter of fact, is the first thing with applying, is picking one platform. So like in my business, this is what's happening right now. When I started the year, I was going live, right? About month number 2, February, I realized I can't sustain this. I got to have a real system for my videos. And so I started uploading videos. Okay. So then that became my routine. Every Monday, I would upload a new video. And then Thursday and Saturday, I would go live. All right. All on YouTube. That's it. And I built my email list from that content. And then I have an email marketing system in place. I always knew I wanted to post in YouTube community. I just couldn't find my rhythm for whatever reason. So then I got to a place where I started posting in my YouTube community, where I had the right resources, I had the right tools, everything just came in alignment, probably because I had created so much content that I had that to use to help me in creating my community posts. Well, now I'm to a place where I'm like, okay, I have, 7 months worth of really great targeted live streams and videos. I demonstrated that I can actually create content, right, in the way of posts and captions, right, through my YouTube community. So like now this is where I'm starting to entertain, well, okay, you know what? Now Pinterest seems a little bit easier for me, because now I'm to a place where I can just repurpose what I've already been doing, right, into pins on Pinterest to further help me grow my channel, right, from Pinterest to YouTube, and also help grow my business from Pinterest to my capture page, right, to various contents that I've done. So you see how, again, when you start working your digital marketing plan and you're consistent with it, everything you want to do, like your growth literally makes room for itself, where you don't have to start off thinking you have to be everywhere at one time. You just need to settle in on one platform, right? And so the first step in applying is picking one platform. Where are you going to decide and choose to be discovered on? And I would always say, pick the platform where for you, it's the easiest to show up. So YouTube for me was always the easiest, because to me, it was the form of least resistance to just being able to talk, right? What I do well, right? And be able to get results. Everything else seems so much harder for me. I've tried Reels, I've tried TikTok, and that seems more like work. That seems more like a force. This has always been, right, the path of least resistance for me. And I also believe it's the path that allows me to communicate the most effectively with the people I want to serve, and allows me to sell in the shortest span of time. All right. So when you're picking that platform, just ask yourself, like, what platform can I show up, right? And in what capacity that will allow me to, speak, connect, right, with my ideal people, and inspire them to buy, inspire them into action, and choose that platform. And that's what you do, right? That's the best way to get started. All right. Then from your platform, again, application, applying. Okay. Let me know if I'm making this easy for you. I really, really hope that I'm helping you understand the big picture, right, of this formula. right? Why it's so important. Do you see how now with the application, the things that matter, picking a platform, right? Choosing the right platform so that you can connect and speak and create content and share your journey in a way that connects with your ideal buyers the best. Do you see how if you don't invest in becoming a product of digital marketing and you don't learn these skills, how I'm speaking Japanese to you right now? You're like, okay, I can pick a platform, and what's this connect and stuff? And how do I connect? And how do I speak so they know I'm speaking to them? And how do I, because you overlooked the stuff that's really, really important, the branding, the messaging, right? The connection, the creating content specifically for your niche and your targeted person. Oh, you never thought about your targeted person because you just think everybody that wants to lose weight is your person, or everybody that wants to make money is your person. Do you see why? Again, deciding to ride for free, it makes zero sense. It honestly delays your learning and your earning. That's why the steps are the steps. That's why we don't invest, and then why we don't take the time to learn. That's why we don't invest and then just say, I'm going to turn around and start selling this thing. And when it doesn't work, blame everybody else but myself. No, the steps are the steps because they make your job incredibly easier, right? When it comes to applying. All right. Now, from your platform, you're going to start creating content because it's not the platform that gets you discovered. It's the content you create on the platform, right? And so when you create content on the platform, what YouTube does is YouTube promises you impressions. They promise that they will push your video out. That might not be the best word, but they're going to get your video's impression. Your skill around video creation is what's going to actually get the views. People have got to want to click on your titles, click on your thumbnails. Again, do you see why investing into the skills is so important, right? So YouTube is not favoring anybody in this example. They're giving everyone an opportunity to get their video discovered, but your skills and what you've learned about your target market and your niche, right? The skills will turn your content into clickable content where the Veronicas will click on it, right? And then be captivated by what you're sharing and then want to buy what you're offering. Every platform is the same. Every platform essentially is saying, hey, we have the billions of people. Like YouTube is saying, we have the 2.7 billion that spend on average 49 minutes a day consuming videos. We have the people. And if you create, right, we'll give you impressions. We'll put your video out there. Your skills will get them clicked. Instagram is saying, we have the billions of people, right, that spend on average 140 minutes a day. The people are here, right? You create the content, right? We'll give it a fighting chance. Your skills, right, are what produces the clicks and all the engagement that you want. Same, again, true with every single platform. So by avoiding or evading learning the platforms, how they work, and evading learning how to create content that speaks very directly to your ideal person. So when they start hearing you speak, right, or they read a caption or whatever, they're like, wow, this person knows me. This person's speaking to me. These things make a difference. All right. The third thing, all right, so you're going to pick a platform, you're going to create content so that you can get discovered daily. That's the whole purpose. We're not creating content to check off boxes. We're creating content to get us discovered daily. That's why we have to know who the ideal people are in our niche. All right. More specifically and more importantly, we need to really be honed in on the niche. I dive deeper into that actually in mentorship. All right. But just know those things are really, really important to great content creation that gets you results. Have you considered that, like me, as one example, as the person in front of you, right, earns 5 figures a month from free friggin' content? Free content, these live streams, my uploaded content on Monday, the post in my YouTube community, building my email list. That's all free that I do. I run my business for less than $100 a month. And that's for my marketing system. Y'all, do you see this is available for all of us? You don't have to have a lot of money to get started, but you do got to set yourself up to learn these things, and you have to be available to taking impeccable action. You've got to be an action taker, not just someone that shows up, right? You've got to be an action taker. All right. And along with creating content, all right, with application, you want to move into a space, right, where you're teaching, you're sharing, and you're inviting. Okay. Little bonus tip. Don't think about content creation in this way that makes you feel like it's so hard. Because if you're truly engaged in what you're doing, what you're experiencing, whatever it is, you can always be teaching people what you're learning and what you know thus far. You can always be sharing with people what you're discovering and where you're going, right? You can always be inviting people, right, into this. Like, you need this. If you want to learn how to make money online, oh my gosh, I was praying for this. This lady popped up. I clicked on it. I couldn't stop watching her videos. I knew I had to buy the course. And when I bought it, I was not sorry. Like, this is exactly what all of us need. Y'all, that's what's missing in this space right now. It's just pure, genuine authenticity and excitement, right, over the journeys that we're on. And that can be said of any industry, right? Health and wellness, personal development. It's the lack of energy because everyone's trying to finesse the system. Everyone's trying to finesse their content, right? Like, everyone thinks that they have to be and do like someone else. No. Be you, know who you're talking to, and show up for those people, teaching them, sharing with them. And teaching doesn't mean that you've got to be in this instance, like if you want to sell the course, it doesn't mean you've got to be a digital marketing guru. I have 17 years in this, so my level of sharing is expected. I shouldn't be sharing at a basic level where it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about. But when I was brand new, guess what? I shared from a basic level. And I probably shared way more excitement over like really knowing what I was talking about, because literally I couldn't believe what I had my hands on. I couldn't believe that I finally found the thing that I had been looking for to help me learn. I really couldn't believe it. And I knew more people needed it. And that's why I shared way more than any kind of being an expert, being a guru. And I wasn't waiting for anyone to give me permission. I got out there and I created my own permissions. I created my own space. And so if nothing more, if you want to start making money, just tell people how excited you are over this thing that you have to sell them, right? Like, yes, I have this course. Yes, I sell this course. And I choose to sell it every single day because I know it helps people, right? How about, yes, I have this weight loss product and I choose to sell it because every day when I drink it, I have all this energy. I'm dropping weight like crazy, right? And if I was struggling and this helped me, I know it can help other people. Do you see how we make it so much harder thinking, right, that we've got to be a certain way or be a certain person or, reach a certain level? When it comes to making money and helping people, how do you reach a certain level without putting yourself out there initially, some way, somehow, and beginning to help people? Beginning to sell something. How? So if you can take the approach while you're creating content where I'm just documenting and sharing, I'm just inviting people into the thing that I know will help them, because the only reason I'm selling it is because I know it will help them. I'm not selling it for my own selfish desires, because my own selfish desires will keep me not making money. But if I extend myself, and here's the thing, y'all, here's some tough love. Your own selfish desires have you not taking action. Your own selfish desires have you not creating content because you feel some way about you. Clearly, you don't see what you have to sell as being that doggone helpful and useful to other people. Right? When it's not about your own selfish desires and literally you're like, oh my gosh, more people need this, you'll care less about how you feel or think about yourself. You'll be more concerned with the fact that more people need this. And that was me back in 2007. I knew I wasn't perfect. I knew I wasn't polished. I knew that there were people out there that were running circles around me, but I wasn't trying to be like them. I was trying to use what worked on me, but all I could be is me at the level I was at. And I only got to a place of being here 17 years because I was willing to have that attitude all along the way. I was willing to figure things out. I was willing to go through the trenches. Like, I was willing to be the underdog. Like, I was willing. And guess what? That made me money. And then from making money, like Grant Cardone says, right, I got more attention. So I started off by giving myself attention, by throwing myself out there. The more attention I gave myself, the more money I made, right? The more money I made, the more attention I got, right? For obvious reasons. I started making sales. People are like, you're brand new, teach me, right? And so doors just kept opening. And it all stemmed from my desire to want to make sure other people knew that this thing that I had and I found, that they needed it too. Who can do that? Who out there can do that? Who out there feels like whatever that thing is you want to sell, or the idea you have your mind set on, like if you're like a blank slate and you're like, I don't know what stuff, I just want to make money online, right? But you feel like, but you know what? But more people need this. Who out there feels that way about what they have or about their idea? Or who out there is contemplating this course and you're like, I'm not even in it yet, but I think more people need this. See what I'm saying? Like it all has to start someplace. Because anything less than wanting to help other people, right, is selfish desire. And it leads us nowhere. Really, it leads us nowhere. And that's not what like this space of creating content and documenting our journey and sharing is about. Right? Not at all, because people are buying from people that they sense really want to help them and or really have things that they could benefit from. Right? So yes, Veronica says me. Yeah. So our marketing needs to reflect that. Right? Does anyone get the vibe that I'm here to bamboozle you? Does anyone get the vibe that, I'm just about the money? Right? Does anyone get the vibe that this is trickery? No, I'm very insistent on what I sell and why you should buy it, because I know the answers to your prayers, the answers to where you want to go, the answers to the business you want to build, the answers to becoming job optional. They're in this information. The answers are here. So why would I not insist that you get this? Why would I not? And then you guys, number 4. Oh, I'm sorry. The last thing on our application, because I promise I had to start talking about this more, is email marketing automations. Right? We cannot, at this stage and phase of digital marketing, neglect getting really great at that follow-up and conversion strategy in our business of email communication. Because first off, when it comes to money, you leave so much money on the table by not staying in contact with people that, think about this for a second. You create content. People are discovering your content because they're searching for something or in the market for something. They move into a space of actually liking something about you enough to want to give up their email address and their name. Why would you not want to make sure they know more about you, they know more about what you have to offer, and that they know that you are friggin' insistent about what you have to offer? Do you think me uploading content every week, doing 2 lives and streams every week, doing community posts every day, and emailing my list, making sure every single person on my email list, my marketing list, receives an email from me every day, do you think that's played a role, right, in a 5-figure-a-month business? How many people do you think are not out there doing that? I know a lot aren't, because I opt into a lot of people that I would hope to hear from more, and I don't. Meaning like people that I've been interested in their offerings. Email marketing, right, is a critical strategy. It's an application, right, that we never wait for, right? We never wait until we have enough emails or enough people on our list. I remember one of my mentors many years ago, they said from your very first opt-in, you act like you have thousands of people on your email list. And so I think because I knew to do this early on in my business, I had no choice but to get really great at email marketing, right? It's been a foundation of my business. It's not something I could ever see myself not doing. First off, I know I make so much money because I'm doing what most people don't do. Understand, you guys, the application is not about checking off boxes. I know I've said this so many times, but one day you're going to realize, wait, I'm no longer checking off boxes, right? Initially, you may feel like you're just checking off boxes. The application, right, is really about showing up in a certain way so that when your person, right, like I feel like we all assume that I do what I do today, but maybe people are not ready to buy. And I'm fine with that, right? But I know always in my audience, there's always a percentage of people that are ready to buy. It's how I do what I do all throughout the week in terms of making sales. There's a percentage of people that are ready, and there's a percentage of people that are ready, but maybe they're not ready on some level, right? And they'll buy it later. So I realize that the more I do what I do, from YouTube to my email list, okay, my goal is to be the voice and the face in front of them. Because here's my assumption. I should not be sharing this with you guys, but I'm going to because I want to help you. Okay. Because this is where most people fall. All right. My assumption is if you watch my videos about making money online, digital marketing, digital products, you're likely or you have already watched other people's videos as well. Okay. Checkpoint number one. If you decide to opt in to learn more about the course that I sell, the likelihood is you have or you maybe will opt into other people's lists to learn more about what they have to offer. All right. I've always understood this. Like I'm saying from almost like day number one when I learned about email marketing. My job, right, is to be the prolific force, the prolific voice, right? So that when that time is right for you to take action, I'm the only person you think of. Because if I know that you're on other people's lists, I don't want that to be a factor. I'm going to buy from Steph because of XYZ. So I choose to be that person to my audience. So all of these things, you see how they play a role. I don't do these things to make money. I do these things with a very intended purpose, right? I'm helping through everything that I do. But by making the decision that I'm going to be that person for my person, right? I show up better in all the things that I do, and I just simply become their logical choice. If I don't, and I'm going to say this, you guys, and I want you to take it in the right way, but I want you to also understand that I've earned popping my collar in this way. Because I've only been doing this for 17 years and it comes back to me time and time again. Even if someone doesn't buy from me and they decide to pursue a different path or a different person, I'm still their logical choice in many instances. Why? Because they always end up coming back to some degree, right? Like a percentage, I should say, always end up coming back. They ran out of money. They can't pursue what I'm doing now. They regret the decisions that they made. They're following a person, right, that doesn't really have their best interest. They were all hype and all in their face till the sale happened and they disappear. So what I know, what keeps me going and has me popping my collar is because I am the logical choice. I am the logical choice. Whether someone trusts that and takes action on it, I can't control that. All I can keep doing is doing what I do, right, for the action takers that do see me as a logical choice, right, and decide to put their money on Steph, right? And at the end of the day, that's all any of us can do. So do you see why when I say things like being a prolific force, I'm not prolific because on a daily basis, I'm checking off boxes. I'm a prolific force. Look up the definition of prolific. Here, I'll do it myself, right? And you'll realize what it means. It's not about checking off boxes, right? So prolific. Does it give me the right one? Plentiful, abundant, bountiful, profuse, copious, luxuriant. It's not just about doing the thing. It's like you're making an impact with what you do. Like you're doing what you do to make an impact. You're doing it in a bountiful way. You're doing it in a plentiful way, right? It's anything but just checking off boxes, right? And so as you can see, like, yeah, I know my stuff, but remember what I said earlier is that we have to develop a mind for business. This last part of me just sharing, again, what I shared, that's demonstrating to you a mind of business. Where most people, the reason why most people grow weary is because they get tired of checking off boxes and not getting the results. Well, you're not getting results and you're tired of checking off boxes because you're only checking off boxes to get an outcome. Well, Steph, isn't that what business is about? Yes and no. Because when I follow anyone that I admire, I can tell you their sense of business and wanting to help people and or share and spread their expertise, it supersedes needing to make a sale because they already know the sales are going to happen. And they show up the way that they show up because they know the sales are going to happen for the right people, right? But they show up in that way because, again, they're giving in, right, a prolific way. The people that are checking off boxes, their content is flimsy at best. It's copy and paste at best. right? Again, it resembles checking off boxes. It doesn't resemble, I can tell you're here to help me. I can tell that you are a lover of what you do. I can tell like this is your life's work. Like, and I'm not saying those need to be your dynamics, but I'm saying it's the attitude in which you do create and you do show up. It makes a difference, because here's the reality. If you're going to make this your new way of life, right, then you're in this. You're in this. You're not doing this until you're in this. So when you flip the script and you realize, again, I'm doing all of these things for this reason, right? The sales do happen. You do become the logical choice. Do you hear me? Right? You do become the logical choice. You show up in your content knowing you're the logical choice, knowing you're the smart decision, knowing you have the thing, right, that's going to help them get the results that they want. Most people's content is not that. Right? Most people who claim they're claim they're failing, right, at creating content, it's not that. They're literally just trying to sell that. They're wondering why everyone else. Well, there you messed up right there. Why do you care what everybody else? Why do you care what everybody else? What are you bringing unique? What are you doing? How are you deciding to be Burger King versus McDonald's? How are you deciding to be Five Guys, right, versus Burger King? Why are you worried about what they're doing? Right? Again, that's why in our course, learning the essence of branding, learning the essence of messaging, learning the essence of niching, learning the essence of choosing your targeted market, right? Learning the essence of all of these things, why they're so important. Because trying to fast pace to, oh, let me just jump on YouTube and start, or let me just jump on Pinterest and start. Well, you're bypassing all of the magic, right? That's going to make your pins magical. You're bypassing all the magic that's going to make your YouTube videos and live streams magical. You're bypassing all of the magic that's going to make your reels and your carousels and your content magical on any platform. You're bypassing all the magic that's going to make your emails, right, create sleep money for you. You're bypassing all the magic. So when you follow these steps and you become impeccable with these steps, you become one with these steps, you become a product of these steps. Step number 4 is cha-ching. That's when earning becomes inevitable. That's when earning becomes a right. That's when earning becomes downright expected. That's when it's impossible to fail begins to be your mantra. But again, I'm sure there are many people, and I want this, all right? So don't think it's a negative. Because here's the thing. If you're not where you want to be, the last thing you want to be told is you're doing everything right. Think about that. It's like when you go to the doctor and something's been ailing you or paining you. The last thing you want to hear is, oh, yeah, we don't know what's wrong. All the tests came back. We don't want it to be a death sentence. But for sure, we're looking for, oh, yeah, like this is what you should do, or you need to bandage it, or we want an answer to why something isn't right. Y'all, I loved knowing that there were holes and gaps in my business. I loved knowing that while I felt like I was trying my hardest, I loved discovering, right, that there were things I just clearly I was not activating, because that gave me the power to do what I needed to do to better my business and to better my results. So there are some of y'all out there right now where you've heard these, but you have not fully engaged, you have not fully activated. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Because for those of you guys that have the course, you have the information, you have the steps, you have everything that you need, right, to begin filling in those holes. For anyone that's on the outside looking in, right, you're processing whether or not this is a good move. The likelihood is you already know, right? Just had this conversation with someone I'm mentoring yesterday. I was like, don't you dare take a pause and say you've got to figure things out, because you do already know, right? Instead, this is where we're starting from, because you already know, right? And so for anyone that's out there where you're like, I'm not in yet, but I see the benefit of all of this. And yes, I see why I'm not succeeding. The first step for you would be the investing phase. You see how and why this formula works, because there's an answer for everybody, right? If Victory Glow came to me and said, Steph, this is where I'm struggling in my business, I could say, oh, you're at this phase. Let's focus on that. Do you see why there is a science to a lot of this, right? I could say, oh, that's where you are, so let's focus there. Veronica could say, right? Steph, this is what's going on. Oh, fantastic. Let's focus there. This is where you go in the course to get what you need. And a matter of fact, I just did that with Victory Glow last night. I said, oh, great. That's fantastic. So this is the exact module you need to go, right, to get the answers that you're looking for. How many of you guys have that in your life? Literally, how many of you guys are making business harder, right? Because you're not giving yourself that kind of access. Do you see why like this course is so easy to sell as well? Because when you know people are out there trying, I have to believe they are trying their hardest. Because none of us are dumb. I believe we all are trying our hardest. But sometimes you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know that the lack of access is really hindering you. That the old way of doing things is not the way, right, that's helping you along. It's like the meaning of insanity, doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. If it hasn't been working for you, why all of a sudden now is it going to start working for you? Like, what are we waiting for? No, at some point we got to start doing things in a different way to get a different result. These aren't just catchphrases. These aren't just cliches. Like, really think about it. Everything is about doing something in a certain way and getting something. If it's a negative result, then start doing the opposite to get a positive result. We get to make it easier when we realize it really is just a flip of a switch, right? It really is just a flip of a switch. Okay, so whatever stage that you may be in, all right, decide to fill in that gap. All right, I want to talk about how digital profits you as a community. All right. So for anyone out there that, like, I hate having to talk about this, but I know it's real, like it's happening, you know, the reason, so for anyone that's been out there and you're aware of Roadmap 3.0, right, you likely know that there are changes happening, right? Like they're already happening where, right, they're moving to a different business model. Well, what I did, because I don't think a lot of people that have been following me understand, what I did was I was like, I'm not going to an affiliate business model. I love master resale rights, and I want to prove that we can do it wholesome and right. And so what I did is I replicated the master resale rights system, right? And we called it Digital Profits U. All right. So within Digital Profits U, we are a community first and foremost, right? So that no one has to be in business all by themselves. Okay. No one has to worry about buying and not having good, solid adult support. Okay. Right. Good, solid adult support, a place to show up every single week live and get your questions answered in a private Zoom room. All right. But we also sell the actual Roadmap 3.0 course, right? Like that's the foundation of what we sell, because as you've heard, right? Why sell anything other? That's what helps people. And because we have the master resale rights, it enables us to be able to keep this master resale rights party going and to sell it, right, as our own in our community in this way, right? And to afford other people master resale rights as well to sell it in this capacity also. All right. And so Digital Profits U, number one, you get the course. All right. So when you go to my website, goprowithsteph.com, and you opt in, on the sales page, you're going to see what you get, right, in every single module. All right. We have 29 modules now. And for anyone that didn't know, right, because I don't assume you log in all the time if you're already in, right, module 26, right, has been added, which that's why we have 29 now. And it's passive profits with AI. Amazing, right? So it's not just training on AI, but it's training on how to leverage AI for various areas of your business, for 4 areas of your business. It's very inspiring. It's very light. It's very easy. And I'm just so glad that I was able to add that. So I'm not the creator, right? I found someone and they were gracious enough, right, to allow me to add it. And so that's a new module. And so with the community, All changes, all updates, new things that we decide to add to the course, you get that at no additional charge. So the first thing is you get the education, you get the course. All right. The second thing that you get is the license. All right. So first off, everything that we talked about today, you learn all of those things inside of the course. All right. All of those things you learn and so much more. Again, you read the email. Okay. If you're new here or just popping on, I'm going to read this again. Brand new customer that got started last week. I absolutely love this course. It's teaching me to build safe business practices and foundations. This aligns with me completely. Everything I prayed for. I definitely feel guided and protected with this course. Y'all, that's everything, everything. So the first thing you get is all of the education to help you in putting this all together, to help you in learning all of these things, right? From a foundational point, helping you in getting everything set up. All of your automations, not only learning about automations, but how to get them set up. All right. You also get the license. So if you are like me, where I became a lover of the make money online niche, as soon as I entered this space, I became a lover because I knew that there were more people out there just like me that would need this information. And so if that ends up being you, or you're already going into this with that mindset, you have a license where you get to not only sell the course, but you also get to be a reseller of our community, which means you're selling it all, right? And so not only do you get to sell the course, but you also get to give your people, your customers, right, access to support every single week as well. Whether you're brand spanking new and don't know a stitch about this, your customers get to be supported. That's a huge selling point, you guys. And we're not talking about like the complication of school platform or, a community where people are just asking a gazillion questions and you don't really know the origin of who's answering them. No, I keep it very simple. We have a Zoom every week. Pop on, ask your questions. Again, we're face-to-face. Ask your questions, get guidance, be supported, listen into other people that are leveraging, the support to ask their questions, right? You leave better, right? You leave better. And plus, you never know how deep I'm going to go on topics when people ask questions, right? And so we could charge for Tuesdays all by themselves, right? But I took this on so that we could have a supportive community that can continue to foster growth, all right? So I don't just talk the talk, right, to get you excited about this course. I back it up, all right? So you get the license to sell this, right? And in the training, module number 9 will help you set this up to sell it as your own. So the same way you see me selling it down at goprowithstuff.com, module number 9 walks you through getting it set up in the exact same fashion. I walk you through editing it, branding it, making it your own. And remember, you have all of the training for branding and messaging in there. So that's when you actually get to implement those skills, right, as you're actually building out your own funnel. All right, setting up your payment processor, setting up your email marketing, getting your payment plans set up so that you can offer your customers Klarna and Afterpay as a way of being able to split up their payments. You set it all up. We help you with all of that. And then the third element I already talked about is the community support, right? Having a real place to show up, to get your questions answered, to be supported, to be guided, to get feedback, to share your screen if you need to, and just to know that you don't have to wait, months, or you don't have to keep checking back in a forum to see if someone answered you. You don't have to worry about, community members trying to sell you their agendas and their deals. Very clean, very neat. This is all about you. Whether you want to use the information and the training to sell the course itself, right? Or whether you're looking to use the information to help you in building your very own business. All right, this is the information where no matter where you're starting from, it can help you, right? Get set up to earn your first $10,000 online. Why that is so important, I shared this earlier, and I'll share this in closing. You have to. Current customers, please hear me on this. Those of y'all that are getting ready to take action, hear me on this. You have to give yourself wins. You have to give your mind, right, something to recall what winning feels like, an example of winning, right? When I first got started, that first sale that I made on day number 3, that was everything for my confidence, because my sales in 28, my first 30 days, every single one of those people were people I did not know. They discovered me on YouTube. So what do you think that did for my confidence? I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. People I don't know will buy from me. It is a lie. I don't have to bug family and friends. I don't have to go get my mom signed up in this deal. I don't have to go to work and talk to my coworkers about what I'm doing. This online marketing thing is real. It did everything for me. So moving forward, it's like I constantly had my first 30 days as a reminder that I could do this. And it just kept pushing me along. So I don't just emphasize your first 10,000 as like clickbait or to get you hyped. It's really, you guys, it's really a necessity. That confidence factor is really, really super important. And I don't think there's enough people out there that really have my heart around business and helping people, because I know that's what people need. They need that confidence factor, right? That they can do this. But they don't just need someone hyping them up saying the money is out there, you can make it. There's plenty of people doing that. But the reason they're not making it happen, meaning the reason you may not or other people may not be making it happen, is because they're literally missing the formula that I broke down today. So it's great to get you hyped over that idea and knowing that, yes, you need to do that for yourself, right? Like I can look at y'all in the live chat, Veronica, Victory Glow. There was someone else here as well. You need, look at me, please. You need to do that for yourself. You need to figure out the formula and work the formula to do that for yourself. Your business requires it. All right. If we're not working the formula, then no, we shouldn't look for those results. If we work this digital marketing formula, then we know success is certain. It really is that simple, you guys. Didn't say guaranteed. I said certain. Certain. All right. So if you have any questions, first off, I really hope you're leaving better. I'm just going to look at my notes real quick to see if I left off anything. I entirely hope that you are leaving better, right? Whether you've been in here, rock with me for a minute, whether you needed this for a refresher, maybe you're on the outside looking in, evaluating this. Like, I hope that I just made a really, really strong case for how this can help you get what it is that you want. All right. Digital marketing doesn't just happen to us. We make it happen. It's a skill set that we learn to leverage to help us in selling online. All right. So if you do have any questions, and I do want to add this. So with the roadmap, what I just shared, anyone that purchases now, and I think it was extended to the 23rd now. But anyone that purchases now until the 23rd, two things for you. Number one, you'll be grandfathered, if you want to, into the new roadmap exclusive program, right? Which will give you access to their new affiliate deal. All right. It will also give you access to all new modules and course material that they'll release for that community. All right. The MRR side of things is handled within Digital Profits U, though. All right. So you'll actually get two business models and two business platforms for the price of one. All right. Again, you have to take action by the 23rd. The second thing was I closed off my extended mentorship at the first of this year, and I decided to extend it to go along as another bonus for those that get in by the 23rd. Right. So you decide to get started by the 23rd. You also get my extended mentorship, which gives you access to private calls that I do every single month where we train on, specific topics. It's just another access point, right? Exclusively for my customers. All right. So you get that, as well as you get my gold mine of my mentorship hub, where there's replays for all throughout the year that we've done. There's lessons I've done. My online business growth blitz is in there. That was an 18-day lesson that I ran through. A lot of great lessons on your messaging and content creation, branding, a lot of the things that typically people struggle with. Right? The ongoing building of your business. I've done a lot of lessons in there that will help you in that way as well. You get all of that, right? Complimentary. When this is done, all of that will actually be an additional purchase. It will not just come along with purchasing, the course. So you get both of those things, two business models, as well as the extended mentorship, but you got to get started by the 23rd. And again, payment plans are in place with Klarna and Afterpay that allow you to split up your payments. If you have any questions, right, go to goprowithsteph.com and opt in and go through the information first and then hit reply if you do have any questions on getting started. All right. Veronica says, thankful for investing in this course. Grateful to have purchased with you. Yes. To be a part of the Digital Profits U community and having you as a mentor is the true blessing. Thank you. And like I've shared so many times, it's a blessing to be able to mentor. I really thought I created this whole dynamic that we've been working and filling for this year. I really believed I created it for y'all. And I didn't realize how much I actually needed this as well, because you guys have made me better. And I don't know, y'all have just made me love what I do so much more. I'm going to share this just one little thing in closing, and it was really eye-opening. So I don't know. There's a mayor out there. I'll say where, who, right? And they've just done their community an incredible disservice, like literally embezzled probably about $9 million over the course of 3 years from their town. And we've been following, this situation for about the past maybe year, maybe a little bit less. But at the last meeting, right, everything was uncovered. And a lady stood up and she talked about, I was fighting back the tears. And she was saying how she had just moved into that, into that village, into that city, and bought a house. And I want to say she probably was in her 60s, maybe her 70s. And she was like, and I was just really, really worried with all this stuff that was going on, if I was going to have to sell and relocate. And she's like, but I'm so reassured that with everything that's going on, that I'm going to be okay. And I know y'all are like, Steph, what does that got to do with what you do? It's the heart of people. Like sometimes I think we forget that people are going through real situations. They're looking for real solutions. And like, when it comes to like this making money online thing, it's just not a game. Like, it's just not something that I think people should just be out there throwing out information and hyping people up, right? Like without legitimacy of how it all works and what to do, and then backing it up with the support to actually help people. I think courses like this are amazing. But I can only tell you from this year of experience that people having access has really been the difference maker. People having access has truly been the difference maker, right? And again, I think it just goes to, again, the heart of realizing like this is a whole life-changing opportunity that I have my hands on and that I get to share every single time I open up my mouth to go live or do a video or to post or to send an email. Like, this is a real opportunity that I get to share with people, right? And inspire them to change their financial situations. And all throughout the week, I get emails from people that are like, Steph, I'm receiving your emails while I'm at work and I'm sick and tired and you inspire me, but then yet they don't get started. And I always wonder, I don't get mad. Like, it's not a personal thing, but I'm like, I wonder whatever happened to them. Like, I wonder, did they ever decide to get started with something, right? Because again, when we realize like we really do have the power to be unhappy and in situations we don't like and to want more and to decide to go for it, right? And so I just want to really, really drive home the fact that this is real. Like, this is not just a gimmick, a scheme. It's not just something we're doing for the moment. I'm 50 years old, right? And to be able to accomplish what I've accomplished this year, it proves to me, number one, I could have been operating at this level all along, first off, which really makes me mad sometimes. But I can't go back and change anything. Right? All I can do is like get my loot now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all I can do is just like dig in and get my share now and inspire and empower other people, right? That it's not too late and that you can get your share now, right? The difference maker has been the course. The difference maker has been the access to something that reminded me this is big. Right? This is helping people retire. This stuff is helping people fix their finances. This is helping people learn the real business of online business. This is really helping people, and this really has the ability to change lives, right? You just got to decide to go into it like with that mindset and knowing this is not a game. So y'all, that's why I dive deep and I take the time, the attention, and the care with what I do, is because I want you to understand like this is for real. And if you want to change your financial situation right between now and the end of the year, I'm telling you, you absolutely can do it. You just simply got to decide. You got to choose, right? And then you got to back yourself every single day and work this formula. The formula is never going to change. Just work the formula, right? Start where you are and work the formula from that place and just keep working it. All right. And then to know that you have our community there to back you, so that you're never in this all by yourself. All right. Again, I really hope that each and every one of you guys are leaving better than when you came. I hope that you choose to go and do, again, what you know you want to do, that you're not here in vain. Right. And I want to encourage you to get started. Would love to see you inside of our community and would love to help you not only learn this business, right, but to really begin to earn the way that you want to earn online. Sky truly is the limit. This is where the ceiling, right? We get to take the ceiling off for earning potential, right? And we get to decide how we want to write our checks and how big we want to write those checks. All right. So go to GoProWithSteph.com. Just click the link down below in the description, right? You'll get all the information you need to get and then take action. And then please email me and say, Steph, I'm in, right? Would love to say hello back to you, welcome you to the community. And I hope that I get to see you on office hours on Tuesday. But as soon as you purchase, you will have immediate access to the course so that you can begin to dive in. And then I'll make sure, again, by purchasing between now and the 23rd, that you also get access to my private mentorship community as well. All right. So you guys have a fantastic weekend. I will see you guys back on Monday, and take action. Bye-bye.